If they are not working in the summer, they will maintain their health. I can't say another way. We can call the arbitrator right now and tell them. I understand that doesn't address the other issues that the people are shouting behind me. But on the issue of health insurance, the new contract will provide that they will keep those health insurance benefits.
We support our families. I don't understand this.
Will it have any impact on them now? When will that new contract be?
I don't know. I don't know when exactly when the new contract will come out. It's expected by the end of the year. When is the first vacation where this would be impacted? Christmas.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
We can have an interim order issued. Excuse me. We can have the arbitrator issue an interim order before the full order is out, before the full arbitration award is out, guaranteeing them the health benefits during any restriction in work.
This has been about the summer. All along.
The crossing guards have been working without a contract for the past year.
It wouldn't be until next summer.
That's office and then legislative done.
It wouldn't be until next summer that it would become an issue? That means it could be an issue.
We have no contract right now.
They threaten us every year.
What I'm saying is that in case there is any doubt, that if you were not to take your vacation over the summer or otherwise be employed by the county, that we would make sure that the contract would provide that you would keep your health benefits. So the only time it would come up would be next summer, and we'll have a contract before then. With Mr. Laracuta's permission, we can ask for an order from the arbitrator before that. We could get that in,
We'll have no income.
I think that Mr. Laracuta has something to say regarding this, but I'm concerned that you can be overruled by another state agency.
No state agency. There's no state agency involved.
The state controller.
Why would there be? It's be a matter of contract. We can provide as a matter of contract that they will continue to get their health benefits.
There are too many ifs here.
There are no ifs in my sentence. No ifs, ands, or buts. The new contract will provide
You may
that.
not have it, but I can hear it. What you hear behind me are people saying that health insurance over the summer is not sufficient. And I understand that. They have other issues. But I'm here simply to talk about the health insurance issue, that the new contract will make sure, in case there's any doubt, that they'll keep their benefits. But the existing contract doesn't guarantee them health insurance benefits?
No, I think that we could, but in case there's any doubt, we could maintain their health benefits as it is. But in case there's no doubt, there'll be a specific provision that will provide for it.
It's in the record. So,
I understand.
okay.
That's why I'm saying it 5 or 6 times.
Okay, and I'll be sure to get a copy.
Okay.
Yeah, you could say it all day, but I have to see it all. And I have very little confidence in what you say to us. And the year before, when you said there would be no problem as far as the police department was concerned, but I got news for you. I said before that instead of going forward, we're going backwards, and that's what I see.
When Swazi's out, who's going to cover them?
You said that you're working on safety tab. That is manned by 5 crossing guards. What's happening?
We are going to, we've allocated some grant funding. We're looking for private sector funding. I have a meeting scheduled with the private sector funding, and we'll be able to maintain at the same site. Every confidence to believe we'll be able to save the program. May not use crossing guards, but other entities that we have. Those crossing guards would go back.
Okay, listen, the crossing guards would go where?
Back to the precincts on crossing.
Okay, now, but you can stand there now and tell me that our fears are allayed,
that the safety talent will stay in operation as it
We
is?
don't have a deal link, but we're running the safety down to January 1st. I'm fairly confident it's going to be saved. There's a lot of support. We support the notion of
You're
keeping
hearing
it.
a lot more from my district, that's for sure.
Okay, we need.
Thank you, Commissioner. Legislator Dunn?
Yeah, I'm going to be quite brief, Commissioner. Now, I may be wrong, but did I hear you say you were going to hire civilians to do the paperwork?
Please.
I misheard what you said, but what was being said.
No, I said we were going to have to roll our sleeves up. And when it comes to people, we have to do that.
But you did say something about hiring civilians.
Yeah, where we are civilianizing, where we're taking police officers out of back office jobs, where we're
The
taking
crossing guards are now
supervisors off of, out of the Communications Bureau, and those places where we are eliminating those police jobs. In this year's budget is the ability to hire civilians to take those jobs up.
Okay, my second question is if you do lay them off for the summer, for the 2 or 3 months that it is,
We're not laying them off.
well, but not gonna be if they're not working, if they are not working, are they going to be able to receive unemployment?
No. That was my question. No.
I don't believe they're eligible.
We're laid off.
Employment. I mean, we just had a discussion of maintaining health insurance, and that's all doable. The job of the school crossing guard is precisely what
Well, then
they were
start
hired
hiring
for.
that way in
They were hired
2009.
to cross kids and others at places of public gathering, and that will continue.
Let's stay on that issue then, because I have a letter from the Island Tree School District requesting a new crossing guard a crossing guard at Condor and Lowland Lanes, because it's really scary. And let me tell you something, these crossing guards are angels from heaven. They really I have been comforted by my children having crossing guards. Now my grandchildren have them. And you know, it's nice to know that they can get home safely. And I'm not going to support anything that cuts these girls because they do a great job. What you're doing and what you're saying makes sense to me because it doesn't, and I just can't support it. Legislator Dunn.
As the Commissioner has stated, this is not a public safety issue. We are not reducing headcount. Those posts will remain. For the periods in which schools are not in session, over the winter break, over spring break, and over the summer, there's no one to cross. There is no need outside of very limited posts. That's the point. That's the point. It's not a public safety issue. The angels from heaven aren't going away.
Last word from me. Legislator Ciotti said, you know, I like what Ciotti said earlier. He said, cut from the top. You know, don't hurt yourself.
I understand that there's an assistant commissioner to the police that doesn't even work in your office, but I understand he does just a lot of make-do work in the county executive's office.
Let's say, in fact, when I came in, we had 61 captains and above. We have 52 by middle of November. I'm not backfilling them, and I've reduced the executive staff by more than 10%.
Reduce it by 50.
That will continue.
TSAs make more money than us.
Okay.
Yeah, just hiring TSAs.
Okay, thank you very much. Jerry, if you want to come up.
I had to come back up and just answer, and I don't want to belabor the point anymore. I'm not trying to make a political stand here. I'm trying to, I heard a lot of testimony up here, and a lot of it was nonsense. And in all due respect, Mr. Stokes, it's time to go back to the bean counting room, because you don't have an idea what you're talking about here when you call and you make fun of our crossing guards. You disparage those crossing guards like that. Nowhere else in America that statement alone, I've spent a great deal of time here trying to explain that they don't just work 4 hours a day. They're obligated to their post all day long. And what part of that are you not getting? You're an accountant. It can't be that difficult. On top of that, there was still reference to them being part-timers. They're not part-timers. And Commissioner Mulvey made one statement that really irked me. And he's comparing the consolidation of certain, and don't get me wrong, I know Tom Wildig with the detectives, Jimmy Carr with the PBA, they have a tough job to do here, and they also were under the gun. But there's a huge difference between consolidating and reducing gang workforces and reducing units and redeploying officers. There's a big difference between that and telling somebody no paycheck for 3 months. Right. When you come up here to make statements like that, you really weaken your own testimony, because that statement makes no sense to me, and that comparison shows me, and I'm trying to say to you, I want you to have the right story. It's tainted from one side, and I don't like what I'm hearing here, because you're being told that they're nice to have jobs. Isn't that nice? For 30 years, we've been passing out nice to have jobs to crossing guards. That's not true, nice to have jobs. They work on case consolidation in many precincts. They process the summonses every day. That's when we get the money, right here. We process the summonses. We file the paperwork that keeps the police department going. So actually, it does affect public safety very much. So,
Do the activity.
just wanted to, and Safety Town, that's a grievance, by the way. You can't privatize Safety Town and walk away from it. Yeah, that's our work, and we're going to file a grievance on that, and we're going to win that, as we always do. That's it, thank you.
Deborah in Puritor.
This is harassment against women.
Come on, Debbie, help us.
Hi, my name is Deborah Imperator.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I don't know what happened to the Democrats on that side, but they're in there. Can they be listening to this? Because I want to make sure that everybody got my letter that I passed around in person to everybody about the consolidation of IT.
Tell the
you all get that?
Swazzy to come out.
You didn't get that letter? Well, I have some more here, so maybe you can read it later. Oh, thank you.
Deborah, just so you know, you weren't here at the last meeting when we reconvened. I asked Mr. Stokes about the background check on the commissioner and the 7 deputy commissioners in IT, and his answer was he doesn't know if the background checks have been done or are going to be done.
They're going to be done like the police civilians get done, or just that little license check?
Well, the other question is, and Norma raised it before, is they're already in place, are they not?
Oh, yes, they are.
And therefore, if this transition occurs, are they going to be working in place during the investigation?
Obviously, yes. I think, wouldn't you say? They're working in now.
I'm telling you right now, I'm against that consolidation for public safety reasons.
Absolutely.
And if I find out that they haven't been cleared before, I'm going to go to the Attorney General, because at a minimum, what should be happening here is if you have a check and you're doing a check on somebody, the idea is to make sure that those people are in place and should be in that position security-wise.
That's right, Mrs.
So therefore, they should not be transitioned. And I'm stating to the administration right now that no one should be transitioned in to any of these consolidated positions if it occurs until they've been finalized. Now, Commissioner Mulvey stated that it shouldn't happen, and I take his word for it. But the reality is, who's going to do that? Who's going to do the work during that interim period?
I have no idea. Also, how about the outside vendors that will be doing that work? Because the county does have a lot of outside vendors, not the police department.
Well, then one of two things are going to happen. Either the spirit and the intent of what we were told today is going to be violated, or the public security is going to be violated.
Well,
one or two things.
Absolutely going to be. As a matter of fact, one of the IT people, the police department IT people, I called him up today, and he was in narcotics bureau. Okay, he was getting some of their equipment and changing it, and also some of their surveillance. Who's going to be doing that? The outside vendors or the people that are getting background checks? They're not even familiar with the members of the police department.
Well,
when they go in there, they have the undercover detectives side by side.
If I understood Norma's question before, her question very simply was, are these people going to start working in the new positions prior to being screened and okay?
They basically are right now. If you look at the Nassau County Police Department IT, and they have Mr. Checker and all the directors have a big part in that. By the way, I'm not disparaging them. I'm sure they all
I'm not
outstanding.
disparaging anybody.
But
I'm looking for public security.
Absolutely.
For some narcotics agent. I don't care what they say is or isn't going to happen. In this world of technology, when you can bust into Costco, who spent probably millions, hundreds of millions for security, and all of those other corporations that probably spent billions. Absolutely. You can't tell me that Nassau County invested that kind of money for security. So therefore, if they can break into those systems, they can break into ours. And if we lose one police officer, one undercover cop, or anything else because of it,
confidential informants. Those are bad guys that turned. I mean, how about all the victims? How about they
so
have
the real
the
question
coalition?
is anybody in this room capable of coming up and responding to the statement you made that they're already doing this?
I would like to see their resumes too. I would like to see, I mean, I'm sure did everybody see their resumes? Did anybody see the resumes? Did anybody work in the police department before, out of those 7 deputy commissioners and the commissioner? Their expertise, like we have the director of the police IT.
Did they?
He has a master's, and what happens to him? If he's the director, is he just a master's in police? Oh well. I'd also like to say,
If you would let him respond, and then you can continue.
oh sure.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yeah, I'm just, Debbie, if you just come up, because I'm not sure I understood the question. First of all, we don't have IT people working in narcotics yet. The transition hasn't occurred.
No,
yeah.
That's why I'm asking the question.
Crossing guards, as far as I know, are not administered urine tests.
Yes.
Commissioner, I think what she meant was that currently we have police IT there, but based on everything that's happening with the fleet, with the custodians, and with IT, you may very well not have police there anymore. You may have different individuals doing that same work, which is the obvious reason we have to pre-screen it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, these are county employees, and I'm not aware of any hacking and scandals. We've met with Mr. Checker's office. We put certain requirements on the table for this consolidation to go forward. And you know, as I said when I testified public safety here, I worked for the federal government for a while, and there's mechanisms in place when I would log on. I could see U.S. Marshals and Homeland Security, and you need a password and a log on to get into your system. There's firewalls, and we're going to structure it that place. Our current IT people are going to make sure that that transition meets all of our requirements.
all right, so I guess the fundamental question, which I thought you answered before, by the way, is prior to any person having access in this consolidation that requires the checks.
Get the same exact background.
And they will not be doing any work or involved in any work prior to being cleared.
Correct.
Okay, and I thought you said that before. Thank you.
Legislator Nicolello.
Muscarella. Commissioner,
I
just
apologize, Vinnie. Muscarella, I apologize.
one quick question. What happens
if there is currently an employee in whatever department, I don't know, custodial or fleet, that currently would not pass a background check. No, currently working. And you're gonna merge the...
You're asking, do we revisit employees?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if it's a security issue and you have people currently working with the police department and they're doing the maintenance and they all have background checks, now you're gonna bring them into the general pool. Are you gonna check the backgrounds of the people currently in the pool? And what happens if one of those people doesn't pass security? You can't fire them. You're gonna build a Chinese wall somewhere that person is not gonna be assigned to.
Well, let's use an example. If someone from Public Works that's coming into the purview of the police department, who's an employee, fails the background, then the situation would be that their work would have to remain in the realm of Public Works. That's part of the criteria on this transition. In terms of incumbent police employees, we have rules and regulations that require them to report arrests and so on and so forth. We spot check that sometimes. This would be something we would work with the union, but we have not gone back and subjected employees to mid-career background checks.